So it's Tuesday the 16th of October 2018. I'm sat here with my friend Vlad. First time you've ever seen Vlad with a necklace, right? Now, my friend Vlad, he doesn't smile a lot, as you can see. He's got quite a poker face, but then he's a Sun conjunct Saturn in Libra, in the 12th house. He's Sun conjunct Saturn. Someone who's born old gets younger as he gets older, doesn't smile a lot. He's got Scorpio rising, the impenetrable gaze. He's got Pluto on the midheaven in Leo. So, you know, he's quite obsessed with power. You don't want to mess with him. You don't want to argue with him, and he'll take you out if you disagree with him too much. And there's something about the dark feminine within him that's a little bit controversial. And at the same time, he inspires the devotion of the people he purports to represent. He's very popular in Russia with the majority, not all, but the majority of people. And love him or hate him, he is a very powerful figure for the 21st century, controlling one of the two biggest countries in the world, with the emphasis on the word control, and owning the gas of 50% of the world's gas. So, you know, not someone I would deliberately choose to antagonise, but as you can see, I've got a bit of a poker face. So over to you, Vladimir. What do you think? Actually, it's Amanda.
Yeah, it's me. You can tell by the necklace, can't you, Steve? But actually, I'm just going to keep this mask on for a moment because it's actually quite interesting, because wearing his head, effectively, I'm just tuning into his energy. And the first thing that's coming through might surprise you, Steve, because actually what I want to say is that he is saying he feels misunderstood.
Yeah.
Okay. He
Yeah,
says
right.
he's
Yeah,
saying he
yeah.
feels misunderstood. I know the eyes, obviously, that's my eyes behind there, but I'm feeling like wounded child energy.
Oh, that would fit with his child.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of wounded child, and actually, I'm feeling as though I want to cry. I'm not about to cry, but there's like a lot of repressed emotion that I'm feeling as I'm connecting into him, looking at him in the way that I am, and holding his energy. And it doesn't feel at all comfortable. And what I mean by that is I feel as though I want to just keep moving. I don't want to, and it's not because I'm holding Putin's energy. It's as though I'm Putin and I'm not at peace with myself. I'm not at peace with myself. I want to keep on, I'm wanting to do this, Steve. I'm wanting to keep on marching. I'm wanting to keep on moving. I'm wanting to keep that sort of Mars. Has he got Mars in his chart? I don't know what's going on with Mars with him, but it's like has to keep moving, can't be still. And I'm actually feeling quite a lot of compassion for him, which might trigger a lot of people and might not be what people want to hear.
Do you think he's actually in charge of Russia? Or do you think he's responsible for the stuff that's been going on recently, or do you think that it's people outside of his control?
No, he's in charge, is what I'm feeling.
Mm.
And I'm now being drawn back to his eyes, and it's like that you can read them on so many different ways, because whereas before I was seeing wounded inner child, I'm now just seeing that he sees everything. Laser-like precision. Knows exactly what is going on.
Okay, I'm going to take him away from you now because you're beginning to channel in too much.
Yeah.
So now.
Yeah,
right.
cool.
So
There's bell on you. Oh. I'm actually going to pull a card for him.
I'm
He
just
looks
going to
different
sit here
with
stone-faced.
he looks different with your energy. Yeah, I was getting into him there.
Yeah, you were.
Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, feels heavy, Steve. Right, let's pull a card for Putin. Oh,
What you got?
death.
Charming. Well, death is rebirth and transformation.
Yeah, but in this deck it is just death, and we've got the moon on the bottom of the card. So the moon is the card of illusion, the veil, confusion, something that we can't quite see. But the death, I just want to say death is death. It's not his death, but I feel that death is around him, is what I want to say. Death is around him. And it's creeping me out a bit, the fact that you're wearing that, because it's like it fits you very well. I mean, in terms of, I can't see your hair. You can see my hair. It's like he's there.
He's got more hair than me.
Yeah. It's, oh gosh, what else do I want to say? Death and the moon. Okay, thank you, Metatron. The moon is linked into the feminine energy, the goddess energy. So it's like I'm not feeling a great deal of femininity coming from you, okay? It's just like it's the real macho. Well, he is like that, isn't he? He shows a very macho energy to the world. So it's almost like the death of the feminine as well, within himself, not outside, within himself.
I'm going to take this off now because I'm beginning to feel it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So that's him. He's got the moon and the death card. Right, are you going to... What are we doing now? Should we do it the same way? Do you want to say something about the chart of each one and then...
I think so.
Yeah. So I'll wear that girl.
How long do you think Putin's... do you think he's got a long term ahead of him?
In terms of Russia?
Yeah, in terms of being in power and lifespan and things like that. I get the impression he won't die of old age.
Well, I'm not seeing anything in the immediate future for him.
Mm.
I'm just feeling like he's still in quite a secure position at the moment.
At the moment,
so,
yeah. Mm.
And maybe it's just because I'm still in his energy, because it's like he's not allowing me to see anything other than what he wants me to see. So it's almost like the periphery vision isn't there. It's just very tunnel visioned. I'm in control. I will stay in control. You will be controlled.
There's going to come a time, it's still 4 or 5 years away yet, but when Saturn moves opposite his midheaven and opposite his Pluto, he's going to have to deal with a lot of subversive, underhand, behind the scenes energy. And I've got a feeling that unless he chooses to do the Gorbachev and step away into his dacha on the Black Sea and retire from the world, that he might be forced into it.
It would take a very strong person to stand up to him, is what I'm feeling. And I'm not seeing them yet.
She will arise.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not seeing her yet on the horizon.
Okay.
I just sprayed white because I just wanted to clear the energy for our next person.
Shall we leave him? Okay, so now this is my friend. This is my friend, Kim. Okay. Now, Kim also got a poker face, right? He's a Capricorn. Now, we know his birthday. We think it's the 8th of January. No, what am I saying? I think it's about the 8th of January. No, he's an early Capricorn, I know this. But we don't know how old he is. We know his birthday, but not the year. And there's 3 or 4 different horoscopes for him, but we're sure of his birthday. Saturn is on top of his sun as we speak. Pluto has finished with his sun. I think he's born around the 7th, 8th of January. Pluto has finished with his sun. So the transformation and regeneration of the last couple of years has been life-changing for him. And I honestly believe that what we're seeing in this last year is not a front. It's for real. But now Saturn's coming up to land on top of his sun all of next year. So next year is going to be make or break for him. He's either really going to sort of renegotiate his boundaries and structures with the outside world and become a lot more disciplined, focused and concentrated on what he wants for himself and his country, or he's not going to be around in a year's time. I suspect that we are going to be seeing him in a year's time, and that he is going to make further massive changes and bring North Korea back in from the cold, and that would be a good thing for all of us. So what do you think, Kim?
Well, I'm just going to tell you what I'm feeling here, Steve, and actually I'm not feeling very much. I'm actually hearing the word, this is going to sound rude, and I'm not meaning it to be rude to him or disrespectful, but I'm hearing the word lobotomized, because I'm literally, it's like I can't feel anything. I don't know whether he's taking some form of medication that is actually deadening his responses, because I'm actually really struggling to feel anything. I'm actually feeling, I'm feeling like I'm not actually present, I'm not here. It's really strange. It's just like there's no emotion, there's no, and there's also no thinking, there's no clarity. I'm feeling as though I'm on some form of medication which is just suppressing everything to such an extent that I'm just going through the motions. I'm not.
Well, he did assassinate his own brother.
Well, okay, maybe he's deadened his emotions to such an extent then. He must have done, to be honest, because that's what I'm feeling. There is just nothing here. Of course, there is something here. He has a soul. He has the divine within himself, just as much as every other person on this planet. Everybody has that. But he's feeling very lost, and I'm
unloved?
Dead. Totally unloved. I don't think he knows what it is, what the word means. I'll do a card for him.
Well, I think that he does feel unloved. I think he feels misunderstood. And at the same time, he is a tyrant and a dictator. And he has killed lots and lots of people. Yeah. And there's no coming back from that.
No.
But at the same time, he wants to be loved, and he wants to be seen as a a world figure, a statesman. But whether that's ever going to be possible or not in this day and age, who can say?
The card of judgment.
Ah.
The card of judgment has come out for him. And it shows vultures in the night sky circling around a sun. Judgment is judgment. I would feel that he's more in danger than Trump. Sorry, not Trump. Putin. Okay. His position feels much more vulnerable, and I definitely do feel there are people circling around him at the moment in time.
And what's the bottom card on?
The bottom card is the Two of Gardens, which is the Two of Earth in the traditional tarot. So that would options. It's somebody juggling, you know. I feel like he's actually juggling loads of literally juggling loads of balls in the air, trying to. I feel like there's a power behind him in a weird way. There's a power behind him. Would that be China? It's like he's juggling.
The nodding doll.
He's not master. He's not the master that he portrays himself to be. He's beholden to somebody else, and there's a judgment coming, maybe from this other being or country or leader, which is going to bring about a moment of reckoning, is what they are saying. A moment of reckoning.
Well, now.
So let's just shuffle these cards up again for our next visitor into the room.
I think we better do someone of a different gender.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
To bring the balance up.
Yeah, let me just spray the white again, Steve, because they are quite heavy energies, these, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, they are. Let's see.
Let's bring some a bit lighter.
Let's bring somebody a bit lighter. Some of a bit prettier as well, actually.
Hello, darling.
Yeah.
Hello.
She suits the necklace.
She fits in it. Oh, yeah. She's got her hair in nice bunches. Yeah. She's a Taurus, you know.
Is she a Taurus?
She's a Taurus.
So she's got a bit of grit to her then, hasn't she?
Oh, she's got a bit of grit. But what's really interesting is that she's born on April the 26th. What that tells me as an astrologer is that her sun is at about 5 degrees of Taurus. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All of this year, Saturn in the sky has been at 5 degrees of Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturn's been trining her sun all of this year, and over the course of 2018, she's become slowly, gradually, steadily, consistently, more and more upfront and her own person. Even if we, as individuals, don't necessarily agree with everything about what she says or does, she has become more self-confident, self-contained, and more structured in her outgoingness. Next year, Uranus in the sky is going to pass on top of her sun, something that happens once every 84 years, and this will bring revolution into her life. This will bring startling changes which can be really disruptive, chaotic, dramatic, unpredictable and sudden, and can equally be stimulating, innovative, original and futuristic. Her capacity for more and more independence, freedom and liberty from restricting and confining circumstances is going to become more and more pronounced, and she's going to take charge of her own life next year. This isn't going to happen from January. It's not really going to happen until May, June. But watch this space.
Well, she's definitely the most comfortable of the three energies we've had in the room so far. She feels as though she's growing in confidence. I would completely agree with what you've just said there, Steve. She feels like she's growing into herself. It also strikes me that in a weird way, she sort of represents the growth of the divine feminine energy, actually, from quite a downtrodden place to a place of empowerment in the future. And she's showing me herself that she's just sort of like, she's dipping her toes into the water of different things without having fully dived into all of it yet. And that includes actually her role. She's very much just does what she wants to do and no more. And I'm really being drawn to her forehead. I mean, it's looking very shiny here, so I know she likes the old cosmetic procedures. But I'm being drawn to the third eye. The third eye is starting to awaken with her. So she's going to be going through. She's going to be becoming more and more intuitive. I don't believe it's that strong at the moment, but I'm feeling as though she's starting to really question. And as I'm looking at her eyes, I'm seeing like an eagle or a hawk. it's that sort of energy. It's like I want to see into the distance. I want to be master of my own destiny, not beholden to anybody else. And I actually feel she's quite shrewd in her own way. I don't know anything about her really in terms of her education, but she's shrewd. She's got shrewdness.
Well, let's see if I can contact my version of the divine feminine, shall we?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for her.
I say, it looks good with a beard. It looks like a kind of nanny goat.
Yeah. How does that feel to have her there?
A bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Feels like a bit of a Jedi Master, actually, looking at it and feeling it. It feels like, feels quite rich and warm. What we got then?
We've got the 3 of Gardens and the 9 of Gardens. This shows a lady reclining on a bed, but she's being painted by a master, okay? So, but I'm feeling that is her. It's like she's quite enjoying the attention, actually, of all the beautiful clothes and the trappings of the life that she has now, basically. And she's being painted like one of those ladies, aristocratic ladies of old in the UK, Steve, you know, where they had their portrait in one of the big stately homes.
The 18th century selfies.
Exactly, all that.
Selfie.
But I'm really struck by the amount of red in these 2 cards as well. So there's a lot of base chakra stuff going on with her: survival, security, relationships, money, all of that. This card shows her going into the future. Yeah, it is a woman, and she's in this garden. Can you see? She's in a garden. I mean, I channeled Melania, I don't know, 6 months ago, and I had this vision of her in a white room, probably, where's that house that they own? What's it called? You know,
Malago.
Yeah, and I saw her there in this white room tending flowers. And here she is. She's outside in the garden now, but she's doing the same thing. She's tending flowers. I think she wants a simpler life.
Or she just wants to look after her son.
She just wants to look after her son and be in the garden. And I'm not sure. In a way, actually, look at these 2 cards now. They're extremes, aren't they? Here we've got the lady in the manor being painted by the master. This could be Da Vinci or something. And here we've just got this woman. She just wants to be at home. She just wants to be at home, Steve. I feel quite sorry for her, actually. And then, actually, I'm going to take one more card for her, because on the bottom of the pack is this one. And it says the drowned, but this is the hanged man. And it's to do with the need to take a different perspective on life. So at the moment, she's like in a different world, you know, but it's not the world that she feels most comfortable in.
Within a year and a half, she will have made her mind up about her long-term future. Yeah, she doesn't know yet, does she? But again, that's where the third eye's kicking in with her, because her intuition's growing big time. So she's going to start seeing the bigger picture. Now for the finale, are you ready for this one?
Yeah, it's got to be done, hasn't it?
It's got to be done. We can't not do it.
It's not Theresa May either, but it is.
Now,
let's get into it, Steve.
He's a Gemini with the moon in Sagittarius. He's born at the moment of full moon, or just after full moon, within an hour. He's also got Mars on the ascendant at the end of Leo. And that's what everyone sees in him, the Leo. And the Mars on the ascendant in Leo, the feisty, the unsubtle, the tactless, not quite the bully boy, but the me first thing. And yet, I did a workshop a couple of weeks ago and someone said to me, what about Trump? And I said he's doing a great job. Because he's soaking up so much negativity that would otherwise be spread all around the world and into other people. And I wonder if he's actually a really deep agent for positive change in the world. I find it a bit difficult to assume that. As far as the future goes, what I'm concerned around for him is that by the time we're into February and March of next year, Jupiter begins a 8-month-long conjunction to his moon and opposite his sun. And next year, as far as Donald Trump goes, is going to get even bigger, louder, larger than it has done so far. Whether he's just going to go to further extremes, and whether that means he's going to announce a candidacy for the next election in 2.5 years' time, who knows? I wouldn't put it past him. Well, love him or hate him, he's here to stay for the time being, and the world needs someone like him at the moment for various different reasons. Over to you, Donald.
Thanks. Right. Cool. Okay. I'm feeling like he's, what's the expression? Bunkered down? Hunkered down?
Yeah.
Yeah? He's in his bunker. He's hunkered down. He is there for the duration, absolutely. He'll be dragged out screaming and, you know, they'd have to drag him out screaming to get this guy out. I'm picking up his anger, to be honest, as well, though. I mean, looking at that frown and that, you know, it's just like it's all there in the eyes. I wouldn't want to cross him. Would not want to cross him at all, okay? That's coming through quite strongly. Actually, his energy is... It's not feeling too bad, Steve, today.
He believes in what he's doing.
Yeah, he does believe in what he's doing. He's more comfortable to wear than Putin and Kim Jong-un, has to be said. In a weird... I'm quite surprised to say this, okay? But I'm feeling he's actually started to feel more at peace with himself. Doesn't mean that everyone else is at peace with him, but it's like he knows who he is and he knows what he's about. And
does he care though?
No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care that you or I might not like him or anybody else. He doesn't care. No, I don't think he cares. But he's sort of at peace with that.
All right, you're getting into him too much. So, do you know, him and me share the same degree of the moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we both got the moon at 21 Sag. But fortunately our sun signs are very different. God, it does feel different. Oh,
yeah.
Well,
what are you feeling there?
I feel like I've just transmorphed from a young calving into a big bull.
Oh yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. With the horns.
With the horns and the thick skin.
Yeah, and like do not wave a red flag at this guy, okay?
No.
Because if you do that, you will provoke him. He needs to be treated in a way that you would treat a bull. By that I just mean you don't provoke it. No, you just don't provoke it. He'll stand his ground, won't he? Right, let's have a card for Trump. Ah, yes, that explains a lot. The Five of Gardens, that one in particular came through. Let's put it up to the camera. That's somebody who feels like they're left out in the cold. Okay? Left out in the cold. Nobody understands me. But that's why he's bunkered down, basically, Steve. It's just like, I know they don't understand me, but I sort of don't care. But I do, really. He does, really. Of course he does. He's human. He's got feelings. But that's how he's feeling. He's out in the cold. I'm also feeling that's to do with the Republican Party as well. He's out in the cold by the Republican Party. And he doesn't like it because there's a part of him that would like to be invited in to the, the party, basically. So that's him. This card, I'm gonna do one more actually, because that one I just pulled out I wasn't sure about. And it's nothing horrendous. It's the Six of Winds, because otherwise people will say, what is it? What is it? Six of Winds is the Six of Swords. It's an energy linked into stress and worry, really. But I just want one more for him. Oop, there we go. The World. That's the completion of a cycle. Okay. So, well, what does that mean? Completion of a cycle. Is he coming up to a completion of the cycle? On the bottom of the pack, going with that, is the Queen of Wands. That could be Melania, to be honest. Or it's certainly a fiery woman that is in his life that he's coming to completion with. Could even be that woman that, the women that have been challenging him, Steve.
Very much.
Could be to do with that. But, yeah.
So.
He is what he is. And he isn't going to change.
Would we describe either him or Putin as the Antichrist?
No, I wouldn't describe any. I wouldn't know. No,
neither would I.
No.
But isn't it interesting how Trump really will not take umbrage with Russia?
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily buy into this thing around that Russia's got a hold over him.
Two bulls is what I'm seeing, locked into battle.
Yeah.
And actually what's happened... Two rams, rather, because actually the antlers are all locked. Is it antlers is the right word? Yeah. Antlers, horns, whatever you call it, they're locked. And actually they're locked in such a battle that they now can't extricate themselves. I'm feeling like I want to do that, and it's like they can't. So it's like total stalemate.
So if one goes, might the other one go?
Possibly.
Ooh, now that would be a big change. And 2020... is coming.
Yeah.
2020's as looking astrologically, the last time there was anything as intense as 2020, anything remotely as intense as 2020, was the period of 1964 to 1967.
year I was born. Yeah, okay.
Everything changed then.
Revolution. That was revolution.
Just revolution in the whole social order.
But again, peaceful revolution, Steve.
That was peaceful revolution.
Peaceful revolution. Okay.
This is in Capricorn. It's revolution in governance. Individual and collective.
By 2020, in terms of governance, I just can't imagine that we will still have these examples on the world stage.
No.
I'm just going to say that, because I'm not saying a good example or a bad example. I'm just saying examples. They are reflections of us, whether we like it or not, because they are. So with growing consciousness and evolution, there has to be another way, and there will be.
And there will be.
There will be. We'll be wearing different masks by then.
Do you know what? We've done 5 videos for you now.
3 o'clock. We're getting tired now, aren't we?
We're getting tired now, so we're going to call it quits now. But we've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have.
We've been promising ourselves to do this on and off for a long time, and this happened today. So we hope you've enjoyed it. Come here.
Yeah, thank you,
Really
Steve.
nice.
Thank you.
We've really enjoyed it, and we
Yeah.
hope you have too. And hopefully we'll do this again at some stage in the future, and we may even do it live so that you can join in and ask questions, because we'd love to do it where people are participating and it's part of a greater community.
Absolutely. That's
that
what,
fair comment?
what it's all about, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you also for coming, and
Thank you for hosting.
It's been a ball. Yeah.
Oh, it's been great.
It's been great fun.
And we'll see you next time.
Lots of love, everyone.
Bye, world.
Bye.
Bye.